Welcome to yet another ridiculously overdue show after RoW, where I tell you guys what happened at the RoW show that I just happened to recently be at. This was overdue because of the fact that it took place on Saturday, and between Saturday and today, I was very busy, very busy. With that being said, though, I want to go ahead. Like, obviously, first of all, like I said, I like doing this. I like interacting with the crowd. One of the few things that I really start to appreciate about reality of wrestling is that reality of wrestling doesn't have like a humongous arena. It's not like a big arena, but it's like but the people that are there, the energy is there. The energy is always there, and I love it. Cause like I love the crowd. Like I love smaller crowds because with smaller crowds, you can hear them. You know what I'm saying? Like with bigger crowds, if somebody is like saying something from like 500 steps up that way, you're not gonna hear them. You know what I'm saying? But with smaller crowds, it's like if people in the back row, you can hear them. You know what I'm saying? If you are like if a small arena is loud, you're doing something. If you can get like 20 people to cheer for you out of the 70 people that are there, that's it's a pretty audible area. And it's like it's really good. I got a chance to, I got a chance to get two really big hugs from Tyra Mae Steele, and my ribs are still intact, so I feel really good about that. Also, speaking of Tyra Mae Steele, I love her energy, bro. Her energy is infectious. She's like her genuine happiness is really good, and I for one love it. I love that so much. I think the thing that you know I think the thing that really kind of like got to me was the fact that like she didn't even know me, and she just I think she was just so excited about the fact that she managed to do such a good job at the show that she was giving everybody hugs. So I'm like, okay, let me get one too. Oh my god, oh my god, you're so strong. So yeah, that was dope. That was cool. That was cool. And like I said, I got a chance to talk to like Big Brooks Jensen, while he was there. He's a cool dude. Like he's a giant dude though. Like he was sitting down, and it's like you ever like look at somebody who's sitting down and you could tell that they're a tall person. You know what I mean? Like you could tell like they're tall even though they're like sitting down. Yeah, Brooks Jensen was that guy. Like I could tell just from his torso. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was a cool dude too. Like, one thing I love about professional wrestling is like there's no wrestlers don't believe in that hierarchy crap. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really like anybody there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a camera guy I'm just a camera guy and the occasional trainee. But like, the wrestlers who have known me since the time I've been there have been nothing but nice to me the entire time. And that really means something to me because of the fact that they could easily not be. They could easily just not care to be nice to me. And they are. It really just goes to show just how it feels good to know that like they are they are willing to treat me like not like I'm one of the guys, but like treat me like I'm human. You know what I'm saying? Because I could easily just say hey, and they could just as easily like ignore me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like not to soften it, not to put sugar in the like put salt in the sugar, but like not to put salt in the sugar, but like like obviously there are a few wrestlers there who don't like me, but the wrestlers that do like me, or the wrestlers that like me enough to treat me like a person, they sort of out overshadow the ones who don't. You know what I'm saying? So that helps out a little bit. To put this in perspective, I like to talk to people. I like to talk to people, and I like to talk to people as long as they like to talk to me. So I find myself talking to a lot of the wrestlers, and just learning a few things about the art and the craft and the skill of the business from the folks who are involved in it. And it feels good to be able to do that because of the fact that they could easily just not have done that. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. It's cool. I like it. Um, so yeah, there's that. I also love the crowd. Like I said, I play a game of invisible with the crowd where I take an invisible ball and I like what it was that like the other trainees they work as like staff over there. So they work as like like security. They will also work as like people who hold like people who watch the door, people who help people get to their seats and things of that nature. Like the trainees also technically work for the company essentially. So like what I would do is just to kind of like keep them on their toes and just kind of like pass the time before the show starts. I'll play a game called Invisible. Well, I would take an invisible ball, like this one, and then just throw it to one of the one of the trainees. right? And the thing is that the crowd would see me do that, and then they would want to get involved in it, and it actually became a thing. Now it became a thing because like the crowd started asking, like there would be members of the crowd who would be like, "Hey, let me get the ball." You know what I'm saying? I just think I think that's just kind of dope. I think that's just kind of dope. So it's like it's really cool that they kind of go along with it, and we could turn it into a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because like initially it was just something I did just out of boredom, out of randomness, and they decided to go ahead and do that. Like I also love mime. I also love the art of mime. So like because I think mime is actually kind of like an overlooked art form. So I love the idea of just being able to do that. In any case though, but I'm glad to see that everybody else can appreciate a good mime. With that, and also among other things, like another thing too is that like if the crowd like we have like occasional people who come to the shows like every time, so it's like it kind of gives them something to do and kind of gives them something to familiarize themselves with. So it's like people can like people who go to the show a lot can look at me and go, oh, he's gonna throw the invisible ball, and people who don't know anything about it will probably go along with the shtick. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. It feels really good, but also, smaller crowds, in my opinion, as I said before, I love smaller crowds compared to bigger crowds because reality of wrestling, it's still technically an indie company, so to speak, but it's like it's Booker T, so it fills up it fills up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or rather, people show up, and the whole idea is that like it's it's like if you got like half that building cheering for you, then it sounds loud as hell. You know what I'm saying? And half of the building could probably be like I don't know like maybe a good 100 people, if not like maybe it's a lot of people. I don't. I'm just giving you an estimate. I don't really know exactly how many people it be. It could be, but it's like it's a lot of people that be there. But if you can get half of those people to cheer your name, you're good. You know what I'm saying? And it's such an audible, like loud area. You know what I'm saying? Like it really does sound like you. I feel like you will feel like you accomplished something if you did that. So yeah. In any case, though, like I said, while I was there, I got a chance to talk with some of the wrestlers. Tyra Mae Steele gave me a hug. Brooks Jensen didn't tell me to go away after I talked his ear off. Kind of like how Miles Bourne was really cool. And, like there's a lot of the wrestlers are just really cool people. A lot of wrestlers, like, because they could easily not be cool. And they chose to be cool instead. It's a beautiful thing to see every time. Like Will Allday is just a cool guy. You know what I mean? Like Fly Def, cool people. It's just like Misty Marks, colder, like thicker than a Wendy's Frosty, but cool as heck too. But like the whole idea though is that like you get a chance to interact with them, and they're just people at the end of the day. They're just people who like to put their foot up somebody behind every now and again. But yeah, but like the show was good. Prepare yourselves because I will tell you this much: like this upcoming reality of wrestling show is gonna knock your socks off. You're gonna see some cool stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, though, love, peace, and happiness to every single one of y'all out there, and see y'all in the ring.